Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. In this video, we are going to cover the point number 4 and point 7, and definitely this is the part 4 of our series. So I'm going to continue from where we left. So these parts are already covered. So if you haven't watched these, please uh, navigate to the AWS Linux Windows channel on the YouTube and have a look what we have done in these parts. So we are going to cover the creation of ECR, which is the Elastic Container Registry, and I'm going to set up the fresh ECR Elastic Container Registry, and so let's get started. I'm going to give this name Cloud Geeks CA. Okay, and um, yeah, that's it. That's it. So, what we are going to do. So, as you see, guys, that we have successfully created our ECR Elastic Container Registry, where we are going to push our Docker images. And what I'm going to do, if I navigate to so what I'm going to do, that this part is covered, so definitely this is pretty simple, and we are going to cover this part, a code build. So with code build, you should one thing have in mind, that we are going to build something, and we are going to build Docker image, and we are going to build our node app, which is a basic simple app. And with the build, just keep in mind that we are going to use, let's say, that Docker build command. So now this part is done. So if I navigate to my code commit section, this part we have already done. We have a repository here. Let me show you the repository. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cd into this repository. I've already clone this repository into my desktop. In the previous videos, I've shown you how you can do that. So I need to update the build spec YAML file. So now I'm going to simply update this, and I'm going to put the repository URI here. So the existing one is the one which have done practice and tested my code. So now I'm going to simply insert this URL which I've created for my ECR Elastic Container Registry. I'm going to push this. I'm going to put this URL here, and these are the basic simple bash commands. And I mean, if you watch my series of Jenkins, that everything is just like, a shell command. So these are the basic stuff we are going to use, and we are going to tag this, um, and also we are going to put the output of this into image definition.json file. So and the file is in artifact, we give this name image definition.json. But as far as the commands are concerned, these are pretty simple, basic Docker commands. If you have basic idea of Docker, you can simply able to know that this is the build command we are going to use for the Docker, and these are the post build action in which we are going to push our image to the Docker repository. Usually, people take Docker Hub as a their registry. You can set up both your public and private registries. So as far as build spec YAML is concerned, you have to this stuff only, and rest of the setting I've already told you that what we are doing. I mean, as far as the building of our Node.js concerned, Node.js application is concerned. So if I do git status, and I have to git add, and I'm going to commit these changes, and I'm going to post these changes to our code commit repository. So AWS code build by cloud geeks.c. So I'm going to push these changes to our repository. So definitely I will show you that these are the files which are now getting updated. If I navigate to this section, you see uh, this is the ECR, and I have to navigate to the code commit section, and I will navigate to the repository section where you will see our code commit code is pushed to our repository. So this is the one which we have posted, and if you see the build stack YAML, this is the URL which we have recently updated. So this part is done. What we are going to do next, and it says we are going to skip the deploy stage, but I'm going to show you that how manually you can test the code commit that it is working or not. So if I navigate to the code build section, this is the one. Okay, I should have follow this code build. Okay, getting started. So if I navigate to code build, I will create a project, and the project name is um, let's say Cloud Geeks Code Build. This is our name. This is the name of our project, and I'm going to use the repository code commit, and this is our repository which we have created, and the branch by default as is this is the demo. I'm going to select the master, but definitely in your dev and production environment you can create multiple branches, and you can push your code. So then we have additional information, and I'm going to go for the managed image, which means that the operating system is going to be can choose from these. I'm going to use the Amazon Linux, in which our Docker installation and Docker image build will be done automatically, and the runtime I'm going to select standard image. I'm going to select the latest image version, and this part is very important that you should check this box to make sure that for the Docker images build should be done with the elevated privileges. So this is the role name. No need for change. No need to change this. Okay. This is the information default, and this is the minimum compute capacity you can select. But I'm not gonna select any VPC for this, and I'm going to use build spec YAML, which is the default for the code commit repository. And if you wanna use some custom file and use the same code, you can give this name, but I'm going to definitely go for this build spec YAML default file. So no artifact needed, and let's say create it, and I'm not going to go for any logs. Let's see if we get any error or it is allowing us to build. So the creation of code build is in its way, and as I told you that every CI/CD pipeline has the same concept. So uh, currently we have our if I go to the build project, our code build application, or you can say the build project is ready. But we can, if I do start build, it give me an error. So I have to show you this error as well. And the error is definitely is going to be start build, and the error is going to be with regard to the permission to the ECR. So let me show you that as well, and you will see that this code build um, code build has no permission to access the ECR. So by default it is locked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate to the IAM section, and I am going to give this code build role which we have just created by creating the code build application or code build project. I'm going to give this default role one more permission, which is to uh, access the ECR repository. So it is currently opening, and let me navigate to the code build section. So it is in progress. You have to wait for a while. Okay, so okay, let me connect to a bit faster network. Okay, I'm going to reload it anyway. So the output is saying that it is failed, as I told you in the start of the video. This is error. I intentionally show you guys that you should be able to debug what is going on. I mean, in case of any issues, you should be able to see the build logs, and in case of any issues, you should navigate to the log section and see what went wrong. So it's saying pre-build failed. Why it is failing? That phase, context status, command execution, error while executing command, ECR login region. This command is not working, which means that the code build has no permission to access the ECR. So as I told you that I'm going to navigate to the ECR section, and I will navigate to the role section and look for the default role which we have created, and simply navigate to the role and search for the cloud gigs. Okay, so this is the, you see I give code build. So I should, you see this is the service as well, but this is the name I gave to this I mean default role, but this is the cloud build service which is actually not able to access the ECR. What I'm going to do is to simply attach a policy to access the ECR. So I'm going to type registry here. So this is the Elastic Container Registry. This policy, I'm going to give power user privileges to this, attach it, and I'm going to, this is attached now. So I'm going to navigate to this and try to rebuild. Let's see what happened. That in case of any error, definitely we have provided the privileges to code build in our to access this ECR Elastic Container Registry. In case we see any error, the error is going to be definitely not for the um, access to ECR. So let's see build in progress, and this is the build number 2. Okay, we have to wait for a while. Let it build, and from here you can see the different reports. You can see the build history, um, report groups, report history, account metrics. Let it build, and I just want to show you that you see the succeeded one is the one which is relevant to our failed one, but these are the steps which are actually passed. You see this, I mean, if you see the build spec YAML, the step 1 is cleared, and if you navigate to this, you will able to see the more detail about this. And this is the second one, third step, fourth step, fifth, sixth, and where it failed, actually it is unable to access the ECR. So uh, these are the more details with regard to the build status, but now we are more concerned with our current build, which is of which is in the progress. So let me refresh and make sure that build is okay now. You see build is succeeded. So we are able to successfully build our Docker image. And if I navigate to the code build section, so you see the first one was failed and the second one is succeeded. So as far as our video and our deployment is concerned, with regard to the Node.js, which we have already tested in our lab, that Node.js application is working. Now we are able to build successfully uh, the image with regard to the Node.js application in the code build section, and it is now saying that it is succeeded. This part is completed. In my next video, I will cover the sixth part of our important steps with regard to the series which we are working on. So hopefully you like it, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel as much as you can. So I'm going to mark it complete, and the code will be available definitely for you guys in the description section. And that's it from our side. Thank you. Have a nice day.